Hey guys, so let's talk about what we know about the NVIDIA GPUs. There are some news items coming out, nothing too crazy, but the RTX 50 series, like the 5090, 5080, what we know so far is that it should be coming sometime in January possibly with an announcement at CES 2025. The NVIDIA CEO is going to be the keynote speaker, so you can assume that he's probably going to take that opportunity to announce these new GPUs. And I mean, it's hard to say if people are excited or not because it's going to be expensive. Like the 5090 looks pretty crazy. 32 gigabytes of VRAM, supposedly. I mean, that's probably more than we really need. I know there's that one guy or two playing like VR flight simulator that needs 100 gigabytes of VRAM, but most games, you're only really going to need like 16 to 24 at max. But the 5090 to me looks like a Titan GPU. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. Because it's 32 gigabytes of VRAM, 512-bit memory bus, pretty insane. That's specs of pretty much like a workstation GPU, and you know people use these GPUs for AI and data centers and of course production 3D work. So that's why the 5090, it's going to be interesting. There's no doubt it's going to be super powerful. They're saying maybe like 50 to 70% faster than the 4090. I mean, that's insane. You're going to be able to do even more at like 4K with ray tracing and probably won't even have to use DLSS and things like that. So that's certainly a pretty big jump. Now, what about the 5080? I think that's going to be the more interesting one because supposedly it was going to be 400 watts and 10% faster than the 4090. If it comes close to those and it's not too expensive, that may be a pretty good high-end GPU, a more realistic one, because you can bet the 5090 is going to sell out really quick because of AI and everything else. So you can expect the 5080 to be the true sort of like reasonable high-end gaming GPU on the market. The 5090 is just going to be a little bit above that. So is it going to be $999 like the 4080 Super? I don't think so. I think the rumors of prices have definitely showed it to be a little bit higher. Maybe $1199. That would make sense if they go back to the price of the original 4080. And if this 5080 is really powerful, like more than a 4090, it may entice people to spend a little bit more, even though people don't really like spending $1,200 on an 80 series GPU. We saw that when they bump up the price of the 3080. We saw that obviously with the 4080. They had to drop it back down to $999, and that's saying something. But if they release a 5080 at $999, I don't really see that happening either, because then it just seems like the rest of the lineup is going to be like battered on the secondhand market. NVIDIA still has these GPUs in inventory, even though production has ended for pretty much everything, it seems. And I mean, a 4080 Super, if a 5080 exists, 4080 Super is going to be worth considerably less. So NVIDIA doesn't necessarily care about the secondhand market, but they still have new GPUs that they want to sell from 40 series, even some 30 series GPUs. So that would definitely make a really big change in the price. And they just don't have to sell it cheaply. People are going to buy them no matter what the price is. And since they're having so much success in AI and data centers, they can kind of play the gaming market a little bit tighter. And there's no competition really. AMD is the only one with like a 7900 XTX in that level. But by the time the 50 series come out, that's going to be pretty much old news, and AMD probably won't have a high-end GPU to compete. As they said so themselves, they don't want like a king of the hill GPU. They want to focus on the mainstream so they get more developers. So all that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to keep watching the 50 series. Let's see what happens. Might be exciting to see the performance, not so much the price, but we'll see what happens also with the existing GPUs. Alright guys, so remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.